Hello, trading is closed on December 14th, 2021. We always start by saying that this is my call for tomorrow the 15th. Remember, I can be completely wrong, particularly when I don't have much time to analyze things this whole week. So any trade should be at your own risk. We always start by reviewing our calls. Look for the pattern with the early high. Tends to be a down day with a low in the final hour. We got that. Tomorrow should also have the early high. During the day, MEJT said this drop was false, that we'd retrace. Now says the rally's false, gives a target of 46.1722. We gap up smartly, it's off the table as far as time goes, but not the obligation to print at some point. Otherwise, that's tomorrow's target price. That's negative, but what's positive is we gapped down, hit lower lows, and this close is over all these lows. And that's actually a positive pattern. Now, tomorrow's open can take over for today's close, and if we gap and promptly undercut this low, all that positivity goes away. And that's possible because we have a lower target. But if we don't do that, we should see higher prices. So we have a lower target, a pattern that typically gives a higher price, and we'll have to use our mixed signals rules. The mixed signals rules for today said the commonest thing was a gap and a prompt move outside the day's range. We got that, and that's the commonest thing for tomorrow. Now, we said yesterday that if the decline was going to continue uninterrupted, ideally we should gap under this low and also under this line. This is really kind of iffy. If we gapped under the line when it's that close, could be just because all of the elements of the S&P haven't opened yet. If you don't break the line, we should retrace to it. If you don't gap under it, you should retrace to the line. That's probably close enough. So that's kind of iffy. As far as how low this is going to go, this could be an ABC, which has completed, since this is twice A. If that's C, it's twice A. It also could be 1, 2, 3, and that could be 4. Wave 5 could be coming, but wave 5 is often equal to wave 1, and if that happens, it'll just be a retest of these lows. So the wave count certainly would give some justification for a short-term low in this area. Doesn't have to be tomorrow, but it certainly could be. And the fact that we have a spike in the volume on the E-mini also argues for that. But the spike isn't really as high as I normally see, and this is a very significant break under resistance from the broadening top. And I think all the surprises will be on the downside. We're going to use the mixed signals rules, and the fact that there's an FOMC meeting tomorrow makes it even more difficult to make a prediction. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We could still gap down. My signals are mixed. It's positive. We have a negative pattern which gapped down, hit a lower low, and closed over intraday lows. If we don't undercut the low promptly tomorrow, we should see higher prices. Doesn't mean we have to close higher. It's negative. We have a lower MEJT target. If we don't gap up smartly, it should print. Tomorrow's FOMC announcement usually produces wide swings. I can't predict them with any degree of accuracy, and I don't like to risk money when these announcements come out. The wave count's compatible with a short-term low being made. One more leg lower is also possible. I don't like predicting what happens in FOMC days. As of now, I expect a lot of whipsaw action and feel that in terms of time, not necessarily price, but in terms of time, we're close to a low, despite the fact that much lower prices are due to print before this decline's over. But opening action tomorrow could change my mind. I usually don't like to commit new funds the day that the FOMC announcement comes out, and it's really true when I haven't had as much time as usual to examine things. So, tomorrow has the early high. We have higher and lower targets. Commonest thing is the gap outside the day's range. Next most common, as we close, it'll change. Have the big move on Thursday. Sometimes neither of those things happen. This is quite a big drop in a short period of time. There could be a pause somewhere around these lows. But overall, we broke some significant support yesterday, and even if we back and fill, I do think lower prices are coming, even if I'm not confident they'll come instantly. And that is today's call.